How do you come to a radio station to drop off your project, but you're wearing Clarkies?
Welcome back, everybody. This is another episode of Off the Record with myself, Shona Ngava, and my two homies, Vernon the Namapapi.
Yes, sir.
We still don't know why he calls himself that.
Hey man, I need to show these guys my ID. Vernon Namapapi Van Beek. It says there. Even my birth certificate,
Why
bro.
are you giving us your surname?
Dude.
So,
No,
Michael.
it's a Home Affairs name, bro. Come on.
So, Michael, Vernon, we've had a very
We are back.
resounding response from that's our first episode.
Yeah.
I actually didn't expect it because I just felt like we are too deep into the industry, so I didn't get that people would understand us when we talk about this things. So, what do you guys think of the first episode?
I like the response we got, man. So many people commented on there. People that we actually, some we do not know them.
Yeah.
So that just means that this is actually a platform that people out there, people who think like us, people who are passionate about Namibian music, have been waiting for such a platform. And, it was nice to, to just hear and see that.
Yeah, and the aim was to start a conversation on what's happening in the industry and have you joining on the conversation. So thank you for taking this onto your social media platforms, and starting your own conversations on the topic we had for the last episode. So
Yeah, like you said, these are just conversations we have
Yeah.
normally as friends amongst ourselves and many of our other friends, and we didn't really expect a response we got. It was amazing.
We
And
even got
just
some media coverage, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Andrea.
keep on supporting the platform. But let's get back into business. The reason why we're here, and I want to jump straight into it.
Yeah.
In Namibia, we have this perception that we do not have celebrities. We feel like the artists here are not worthy of being called celebs. So I'm trying to ask you guys, like,
Yeah.
why is it that we think like that as individuals that celebrate our artists as the fans? Is it because our artists do not take themselves seriously? Is it because the fans just don't care? Where is the disconnect, gentlemen?
I think to a certain extent, the fans just do not care.
Yeah.
And also, I think the fans expect the milestones to be, I don't know what type of things that our artists need to achieve for them to be like, yeah, now this guy is a celebrity or she's a celebrity. So I feel it just has to do with the fans.
And just on that, like sometimes us as fans can be a bit too proud. Like if you see your favorite artist, go take a photo. Don't be shy or don't be too proud. And also just bring it back to the artist. I just feel like some artists don't take themselves seriously. How do you come to a radio station? I work at a radio station as the music manager. How do you come to a radio station to drop off your project, but you're wearing Clarkies or some slippers or some sweatpants? Come on,
Yeah.
bro. You gotta take yourself seriously. Make sure when you go out in public, especially for official, business, look the part. Look the part.
There's a joke that like a lot of people actually say. Apparently, when you're in public and you run into a Namibian artist,
They'll stay at you and
they will stay at you until you recognize them. Like greet me.
yeah.
So, what tips do you have for our artists? I feel like our artists are also very accessible. That's one thing. They are very
Yeah,
accessible.
true.
You can always go into their IG, their Facebook, or wherever platforms they are, and you can, know whatever it is that you have to know about them. So, I think accessibility also makes it very difficult for that celebrityness to be, what is it?
Acknowledged
out
or
there.
whatever, yeah.
So, because you have access to our artists, you don't really care about them anymore. So, like, what do we do? Do our artists need to be controversial all the time for them to remain the celebrity status? What advice do you guys have for them?
I think it has to do with how they carry themselves as a brand, from like just showing up to a radio station or a media interview and then you look the part, to when you are also elsewhere in the public, you just need to look the part, because if you are not looking the part and you're just looking like everybody else, how do you expect to stand out? How do you expect to get that respect of a celebrity status?
Pardon?
Touche. Now, like I'm more on the image, and like if you go out in public, just make sure you look the part. And I know like most of us don't make that much money, but even myself as a radio presenter, as the guy off the record, I have to look the part right now. I can't just but yeah, man, just look the part. And when you're out in public as well, don't be arrogant to be that celebrity. If you are a friendly person in general, just be friendly, and treat people kindly, and just don't be arrogant once again, but look the part.
Lastly,
Yeah.
Mike, you work with a lot of celebrities on a day-to-day basis.
I also do, man. What do you mean?
Okay, you've done it too. But I feel like Mike has more reach, he has
Yeah,
more
I know.
access to celebs. So, like, what are some of the issues that you have on a normal basis? Is it they don't have the right photos?
Oh
Like,
yeah, they
they
don't
don't
have
have
the right
media packages?
photos.
What's the issue? Let us know so that
They don't
like,
have the
we
right
pull on the
photos. They
artists.
don't have the right photos. Like, what are you? Why are you sending me a selfie for, bro? You know,
For
I
the
work for the
newspaper.
newspaper. Why are you sending me a selfie, dog? Like, invest in proper photo shoots,
Yeah.
and they should be like every 4 months, at least 6 months or something. You know,
Yeah.
just so that if you are having a media release or a media press release, you can then accompany it with proper photos. You know, that is one. Another thing that I also struggle with our celebrities is they are never on time, and it's just like just be on time, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's not cool that you're not on time, you know. I think they think it's cool to be late or whatever. It's really not. It just messes up our work as well, you know.
Yeah. Also, just to add to that, just take your art seriously as well. Like as a music manager again, sometimes I receive music through WhatsApp. Like WhatsApp decreases quality. Don't you take your art seriously? And if I download that song of WhatsApp on my iPhone and email it to my work email, then it's
The
gonna show
more
as
there,
audio.
yeah.
Now, if the other radio presenters play it, the next song is gonna be audio by the 23rd of April. You know, come on,
Yeah.
man. And also, like once again, if you're gonna bring your music to a radio station, look professionally. I once received an album, nice cover art, nice packaging, but there's no music. It was blank. So these are the little things,
Who
man. Come
finessed you,
on,
bro?
bro.
Drop the name.
Who was this artist? You're not gonna give us the name.
That's my homie. Come on, man.
All right. So, if you're watching this with us, I want to know from your point
Yeah.
or from your view,
Yeah.
what is it that makes you appreciate an artist? Is it the music? Is it the way that they carry themselves? And do you consider Namibian artists celebrities? Just to end off the topic, I think to a certain extent, yes, they are artists and they are celebrities because they get millions of views, they get thousands of likes, they get a lot of followers.
They have influence. I think
endorsements and so many other
it
things.
has to also just do with our fan base. They are not really into celebrity culture. So to a certain extent, it also has to do with them. You know, you need to appreciate our people. You know, and I'm sure, like you know, they are more accessible, like you said.
Yeah.
You find them on
Yeah.
festivals and stuff like that. But that's also a good thing, you know, that they are that accessible to us. Let's hit them up, photos, appreciate them, show them love, man. Let's just not feel like, you know, like they are not enough or something. Because when we get international artists, we go crazy, but we don't show the
Exactly.
same love to our people. That's work.
All right, so moving on, the original celebrities slash influencers. These are your radio personalities, radio DJs. At some point, they had such a huge influence on what we wear, what we say, how we live, our love lives, our finances, and many other aspects of our lives, right?
True.
But then at some point, I don't know, their influence just dwindled. I don't know whether it's social media, whether they don't take their brand seriously. But what happened to like the radio DJ in Namibia, like the radio personality? Why don't they have as much influence as they had back in the day? I can mention names: Mario Law, Duxido, Cheese, and Lomo the Prince, Maxi. All these guys were big deals back in the day as radio presenters, and still to this day. But I feel like the new crop, we are losing it. Like, what's the problem?
You know, things change, times change, and with technology, and you know, just things change. And one thing radio presenters or radio influence failed to do was move along with the times. Like with radio, they failed to take their content onto YouTube. They failed to, you know, divert to YouTube and just share with that market, that YouTube market, and also jump onto social media. You don't see a lot of these guys that you just mentioned. They're not as active on social media, but they're big radio names. But with where I work, there are a lot of young people, and we're an online radio station, so we rely on social media. So YouTube, to the best of our ability. Social media, to the best of our ability. So yeah, there's still a lot of old people in radio who fail to move along with the times, and they lost their influence, I guess.
All right, What do you have to say?
I think, you know, just the way we listen to radio now has changed, you know. I think back then, before social media, you know, you had your favorite show on a weekly day, on a weekly basis, and then maybe a favorite show on a Friday or something. But now we listen to radio because maybe a radio station or a radio presenter posts something that they're going to have an interview with your favorite artist. Then you see, okay, this artist is going to be on at this time, then you tune in. So it's no longer a thing of, yo, I listen to radio every day, you know. And to what he is saying, not necessarily. I feel like they haven't really been left out. I think they have also, you know, moved with times. If you look at like radio stations like 99 FM,
Yeah.
I think you find them on you know, radio,
But that's the thing, Michael.
YouTube, and IGTV as well. You know, so
I think what he's referring to is not
just like
The station,
the station,
yeah,
but the
but
actual
presenters,
personalities.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
what are some of the reasons why you guys listen to radio?
Hey man, just to get informed, I love my Namibian music. So to listen to Namibian music, to be put on, like, I've always listened to radio to discover new music, especially Namibian music. But these days it's so hard to listen to other radio stations or most radio stations because they don't play local music. And Kren even has a quorum, 70% local music, but then I would switch on this other radio station and it's just Dua Lipa, bro. What am I gonna, come on, man. I got no business listening to Dua Lipa.
Fair point, fair point.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to, in terms of like our radio personalities and in terms of just radio in Namibia in general.
Yeah.
Where are we at right now?
Yo, still failing to move along with the times and bring our content, diversify content and platforms. So we need to find a way to bring conversations or bring our shows, our radio, just, you know, content onto YouTube, because for radio, I feel like YouTube is the future. So that, and just jump onto social media and be active, man.
Okay. If you're watching, I want to know from your side, who are some of your favorite radio presenters, and when was the last time you actually listened to radio in Namibia? All right, so we put that topic to rest. You guys don't want to say anything else?
Now we are
Nah,
cool.
nah. Play more local music though.
Let's move on to local house music, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
scene in the country.
Yeah.
I feel like those guys are also at a point where they are struggling with an identity. They're struggling with a sound. Of course, we have Musketeers, DJ Musketeers. We have DJ Alba. We have DJ, what is it, Spooza. We have so many DJs, DJ Castro, DJ Dreas. All these guys are redefining what house music is in Namibia, right? But I want to know from you guys, what is the problem? Because I feel like we don't have a house sound in the country. We are struggling. We are so heavily influenced by South Africa. Why is this the case?
Like you said, man, there's a lack of originality, and then there's a lack of influence. Like, whatever genre is popping in SA, when Gom was popping, Namibian house artists were making Gom beats. When Amapiano is popping, Amapiano is the thing in Namibia. So there are only a few guys in Namibia that have their own sound. And I can mention Timo Kevin, who was doing Afropop when he started. Out of Alona is an Afropop album.
Yes.
But then he completely left his sound and he's only doing Amapiano now, but that's what people initially knew him for.
Yeah.
Now, if Amapiano fades, what is he gonna fall back on? His Afro tech? When people are no longer looking at him for Afro tech, so there's not a lot of artists that can say, okay, I have this genre that I do, I have my niche, I can fall back on this if this seasonal genre fades. And that's the thing, we have a lot of seasonal house artists that just do what's popping. And I don't mind that. Like, if you can do that, get your money, get your gigs. But for those guys that are actually had their own sound from the jump, you know, get back to that. Let people know you for that one thing. Chicken.
Mike, what do you think the artists are doing right? Let's not just criticize them.
Yeah.
What do you think they are doing right as house DJs in the country? What are we following that's right?
I think firstly they're making good music. You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
Musketeers, Dreas, Castro, Spuza. The music is
Even the
good.
numbers.
Yo, even the numbers, you
Yo,
know. And the thing with them also is they do have that advantage of a lot of people that are in Namibia appreciate house music than, let's say, hip hop or whatever. Hip hop is just like a certain group of, you know,
Yeah.
cool people,
Yeah.
but everybody listens to house
house,
music.
yeah.
So it makes it easier for their music to be consumed more, you know. I also like the fact that they actually collaborate a lot. You know, I
True.
think they are that one genre in the country who there are not a lot of beefs in there.
There's no ego.
Yeah, there's no ego. You know, they put that aside and they work together, and you know, we see how that is doing for the music. You know.
So who are you looking at in the future to make an impact in the industry? What are your predictions for house music this year?
This year, I've already seen Dreas, go international. I'm looking at him for that international impact from a Namibian artist. So definitely Dreas is gonna be big. The Musketeers, they are big at the coast right now. If they can only move out to, not like move to Windhoek like physically, but you know, get their fan base up here in Windhoek as well, in the north and in the south as well. Those they can also be big. Timo Kevin, great producer. Um, great producer, great DJ.
This guy
He
is
just needs to get back.
really loves the team.
No, he just needs to get back to his like we used to work together and you used to talk about a lot of things. He knows these things. So he just needs to get back to his sound and Castro, keep doing your thing, keep getting those deals, keep just being that guy that people just love to see on stage. DJ Alba, I know she produces now, does her own music.
Yeah.
Apart from DJing,
Yeah.
I'd love to see more of that. DJ Max, I'd love to see DJ Max also. I don't know if she produces as well, but I'd love to see more from her and other women in the house industry as well.
Mike, thoughts?
Yo, for the future, my predictions are like the guys from Ochuarongo, Dreas, Castro, they are really killing it, you know, and I see them still doing more in the future. Maybe they just need to expand their reach because I don't think they are as big, let's say in Katima or Rundu or the south, you know.
Yeah.
So I think they are central, their town, and then Vinduk here. But I just want them to spread more because I know they would be appreciated elsewhere as well.
Now that we've mentioned DJ Trias, all I can say is I've never seen DJ Trias and DJ Coffee in the same room. Yeah, Coffee and DJ Trias, I've never seen in the same room.
Yeah, no. So you are saying DJ Dreas could be out in
No,
Ibiza?
there must be something.
Dreas could be out in Ibiza
There
though.
must be something. But if you're watching, I just want to know top 3 local house DJ house music, 3 songs that you like.
Yeah.
Drop them in the comment section. And once again, thank you so much for watching this episode and for supporting the channel. Keep on, commenting, liking. It actually helps the channel a lot.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to drop a lot more episodes for you. This has been Off the Record with myself, Shona Ngava, Michael Kayunde, and
Peace.
Vernon the Namapapi. Peace.